a dumb extra right now.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy T-Ball Got Kicks, and I am chilling with my man Bob, a.k.a. one of the illest hat shows I've seen on YouTube.
That's a fact.
But we here at the Juice Bar in the Bronx, Truth Juice. Shout out to my man Big Papa. Shout out to KT. Shout out to the whole Bronx. Shout out to Queens. We normally do top 3, right? But we're gonna do a top 5. I want to show y'all the evolution of certain things, right? But then we got too many honorable mentions. Y'all see what's on the countertop? Let's go. Let's get this thing rolling. Action.
Dumb extra right now.
Oh, hey, Bob.
When I go po, just laugh right until I run out of gas, at the gas.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Chilling with Bob, where we only talk about some of the flyest, nostalgic, and trendiest hat drops of today. Really bringing forward the hat culture in a real way. And my next guest, he doesn't just know about this hat culture, he's impacting it. With his style by T-Mark hat, it's undeniable that he's out here dropping heat after heat after heat. So T-Mark, just real quick, let everybody know where we at real quick, and as well, a little bit about who you are.
Right now, man, we in the hood, man. We in the hood right now. We in the Bronx.
That's right.
We have my man KT, Big Papa's Juice Bar, Truth Juice.
Shout out to Truth Juice.
On Soundview Avenue. Appreciate them, man, just letting me use the space, man. This is home. These are 2 brothers that watched me grow up. So this right here is important to me because it's like literally they grew up with my oldest brother.
Right.
So it's like 3 of us. So pretty much like they watched me before I was even here.
Right.
You feel me? They was around. So.
Right. Nah, it's dope, man. Nah, so listen, everybody already know what T-Mark is here to do. I don't have to talk no more.
Oh, we here to shut it down.
We here to do some wild. I ain't gonna hold you.
I haven't seen every episode. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I know. But that's why he's gonna make it.
Ain't no episode that's going. It's even gonna come close to this.
Listen, I
it's
can't.
Not even gonna come close.
9 times out of 10, tell everybody, don't show me the hats. Let me see the hats on camera so I can give you the real reaction. But God damn it, if I show you this counter, it should look wild. So yo, T-Mark.
And this is not even everything.
Right.
This
That's
is not
crazy.
even everything. This is a quarter of
Boy,
the madness.
He had a trunk full. I ain't gonna hold y'all. So, T-Mark, without any further ado, let's get right into your first top 3.
So we start from highest to lowest. What we do? How is it from 5? Because we're doing top 5.
All right, bet. We're doing the 5.
We're doing top 5
it's a whole different format.
Yeah, it's too many hats for me to pick 3.
Right.
All these are my kids, so literally I can't just do 3.
Yeah, I can
so
imagine.
are we starting at number 5 and down, or we starting at 1?
We're gonna start.
How do you normally do it?
Well, I tell people to start at 1. We're gonna start at 1, so you can go to the one that maybe has the biggest story to you. You know what I'm saying? It's really on you, whatever you want to do.
All right, so we start with 1, and this one is kind of very sentimental to me.
Right.
Anybody that knows me knows Stack.
Right.
Stack Bundles, like musically, he's number 2 for me. Like Hove is number 1. Everybody's not gonna agree with me, and that's cool, right? Like that's just my preference. But the Stacktober hat I originally did with the crate. It's like literally number 1 for me.
Tough. You can leave it right here on the
just a story we had with it, right? Like we was able to get Bino, Core 2Gs, and Stack's brother involved with the photo shoot.
That's crazy.
And kind of recreate certain looks that Stack did that was kind of like iconic. So for me to be able to do that with my brother Rel from the crate, both Rels from the crate.
Sure.
Right? And go to Far Rockaway, go to Red Fern, go to his building, chill in the lobby.
That's crazy.
And all of that. Like, it was just like one of them things that money couldn't put, like, there was no price on it.
Right.
So that was like a moment that literally is always going to be with me.
Right. You know, it's crazy. When I first came across your hats, right? One of the first hats that I caught wind of was the Stacktober, right? And I know you did a different set a series of Stacktober hats. I
I
seen
did.
one on the Diamondback
Yep.
hat someone brought up.
Yep.
And I was just always curious to the impact that Stack Bundles had on you for you to kind of flip it and create the Stacktober concept and really push that on the different hats. Like,
It's crazy, man, because it's so real for me. Like, I went to Stack's funeral, bro.
that's wild.
Like, that was
Shout out to
literally,
Stacks,
like,
you know?
his
Rest in peace.
funeral was on Linden. It
crazy.
wasn't too far from my mom's house.
Wow.
So literally, like, I went to his funeral. Like, I was listening to Stack since, like, 6th grade. Like, and the first time, like, I really, really, really heard him and, like, gravitated towards him was when he was on the Smack DV shit.
Right,
He
yeah.
dissed, Ali
He's bringing you
Vegas.
food.
No,
Man,
not even that.
one?
Before that.
Oh, okay, that was my shit.
The shit he did off the Ludacris shit.
Oh, I gotta hear it. Okay.
Yeah, the shit.
Now he was
did
he was really killing it on
Yeah,
Smack.
he if you ain't ride squad, you shouldn't say that. Screw
Yeah.
that squad up.
So right
or
there,
get
that
you
inspired
shot.
you.
That was kind of like the first joint that was kind of like, who is that?
Right.
Who? And then, I started, Clue started like really pushing them, and I used to stay up Monday night recording
crazy.
cassette tapes
Right.
and burning CDs and shit like that. So at that time, music was kind of like a big influence for me.
Right. Just even hearing that,
Yeah.
because, and I'm sure we're going to get into the next set of hats that I'm already about to ask a question about.
Yep.
But when you mentioned the era, right? I know if anybody else knows Style by T-Mark Hats, he really grasped onto not only just New York itself, he gravitates to where he's from.
Yeah.
But some people would say this is the golden age of hip hop. The
90s.
Right. You know what I mean?
90s,
And
for sure.
you have certain concepts. Concept was 2000.
Later. Stack was later.
Yeah, it was later.
That was in the 2000s, but
Right.
the first couple joints is
Right.
that golden era.
Right.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And I think my question for you is more so like, what about that era really, it really gravitated to you to really inspire you to create the hats that you're creating now?
I mean, that era, honestly, for me was very important because it was like, that was the stuff I was seeing in my surroundings. Like,
Right.
me growing up, I seen crackheads, I seen people selling drugs, I seen killings, and that was kind of like the voice of it.
Right.
Like when you hear Jay, you hear Reasonable Doubt. Like I remember my brother having Reasonable Doubt on the cassette tape.
Crazy.
Like I remember that.
Yeah, that was-
I remember when Jay had the promotional Reasonable Doubt. The first, not Reasonable Doubt, but Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
There's two
Yep.
versions. The album version's Dead Presidents 2.
Different.
But the original promotion was Dead
Yep.
Presidents 1.
Yeah.
With the video of Dead Presidents. That's Dead Presidents 1.
Right.
So I remember things like that. Like I remember staying up for DJ Clue. I remember staying up for K Slay. I remember all the mixtape shit. Like all of that stuff, like I remembered
Right.
because I was a junkie for music. Like I
Right.
just loved music, and I loved a lot of that shit. I didn't even know what it meant then.
Right.
But I remember I knew what they were saying, but I didn't know what it meant.
Right,
like I
right.
remember the words, but I didn't know what they meant. And then, when you growing up and you still hear
Yeah.
it, and now you can make sense of it, it's like,
Right.
yo, what?
Yeah. It was a
Like,
little
why is
wild.
Hov saying I keep one eye open like CBS? It's like, what?
Son, crazy.
And then I'm just saying it. You
Yeah,
feel me?
that's
So
a
it's
fact.
like when you, the logo on C up.
Right,
So
yeah.
like when you get older, a lot of this shit start making more sense, but you can't
Classic.
let go.
Classic, bro. Now I love it. Let's get into your number 2.
Number 2, this
Stacktober.
might be the second
Yeah.
hat that I really, really had fun with
Okay.
making.
What's this one about? Got a question.
Yeah, man. I got a story to tell. At the time, my graphic designer, Scruff,
Okay.
we was in the crib, and they was doing a documentary.
Dope.
The documentary
okay.
was about to come out, and I'm like, yo, it'd be crazy if we did a hat, man. Like, you know, CJ's my guy. He's buying hats. Like, you know, I'm building a relationship with C at the time.
Dope.
Biggie's son. If everybody doesn't know who CJ is, shout out to my man CJ.
Super shout out.
And I don't know. I was like, yo, I got a story to tell. First thing I was thinking was the Anthony Mason jersey, right?
Yeah, okay.
All right, the number 14.
Right, yeah, that's
Anthony
true.
Mason, Knicks jersey.
Yep.
You know, and then the things that stuck out to me in that song was like, you know, I got 2 words. I'm gone at the end.
Right.
So it was like, had Biggie just, you know, politicking with his peoples and telling them the story, breaking down the story, and you visualizing the story.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he talking to his mans and them. It sounded like they was probably at a bar or something, just smacking.
Yep.
And he breaking the story down. And, you know, that meant something to me because when I showed CJ that hat, like, he bugged out, you know? And that's literally
crazy.
Biggie's junior. Like, that's Biggie's
so that
son.
meant a lot right there.
You know? So, like, that, I'm showing Clark Kent.
this one.
I'm showing, like, people that was, like, really involved in Biggie's life.
Right.
And that impacted Biggie's life. And they went crazy, man. So, like, that one was probably definitely one of the second favorite. And literally, like, just had fun with it, man. Like, it was literally a conversation.
Right.
And then it happened, right? So it's like, that's when the best creations happen, I feel like, when you not really trying to force something. You know,
Right.
something that got a story.
Yep.
Like, you see that, and if you know Biggie's story and you know the ins and outs of, you know, I got a story to tell, who he was talking about, one of them 6'5" Knicks niggas.
Right.
But, you know, he was talking about him.
Let's talk about this Yankee hat. What makes you really go for the Yankee hats to do your renditions of the past instead of using the Mets ones? What's so important about the Yankee?
So for me, right, when I'm doing the hat, the shit gotta make sense. Right? So when I started doing it, I told myself, like, everything's gonna have to have a story and something's gonna have to make sense, right? Just for moments like this, right? We having a conversation, we talking about hats, right?
Right.
Now, if I did a Rockefeller hat on a Mets hat, what's the story behind that? Jay ain't never wearing nothing Mets.
True.
I ain't never seen really people in Rockefeller that was wearing shit Mets. So, like,
true.
what's the story?
The person we had was Nas.
I can't give you a story.
Yeah, that's true.
So when I gravitated to a Knicks hat, a Yankee hat, right? Biggie was wearing Yankee hats.
Right.
I ain't never see Biggie in a Mets hat.
That's a fact.
You feel me? Wu-Tang, I've done Mets and Yankees because there's a photo shoot with them doing with the Yankee.
Right.
Like, some of them wear Yankees, and some of them wear Yankees and Mets.
Right.
So, who else? Like, Nas, I can do a Illmatic hat on a Mets and a Yankee because Nas wears both. Same thing with Mobb Deep and Prodigy and all of them. So, certain people, like, I won't do a TS hat on a Mets hat.
Right. You know,
it doesn't make sense. Like, I can do it. Yeah, I could do it to sell to make Mets fans happy.
Right.
But that's kind of that's fucking up the craft and what I'm building, right?
Right, that's true.
So when I have talks like this, or if I have a meeting and a question comes up, yo, why you did this on the Mets hat? I can't even give you a real answer.
Right.
Oh, I did it for the money.
But you know what?
You feel me? Like, and that would be the only reason.
Right.
It would be because Mets fans keep hitting me up, yo, you got to do the pun hat on the Mets hat. It's like, all right, why though?
Right.
So I can't give you a story to
Right.
even,
but you know what's
even explain it.
What's even simpler than that is just like the Yankee hat is just like by default. Like, it's just that go-to hat that everybody just understood. You know what I'm saying? Obviously Jay-Z, he put it on the map. And then after Jay-Z put it on the map,
It was me.
you know.
After that.
Yeah, it was in,
me. I took
right?
the
See, you
baton.
know what I'm saying? Right,
I
now
took
that's
the
a fact. He's on that.
Listen.
But yeah,
listen.
it's definitely a staple though. It's definitely a staple.
Listen, we can go into the next.
Oh yeah,
hat.
so we get right to the next, to the third.
Oh my God, this is.
It's crazy.
I feel like it's no more order. This is just like.
Okay.
Yo,
Okay.
he came a long way, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I
got some of this one.
I need people to see the difference
Yes, sir.
on that.
So what are these about? Tell me the story behind these.
I mean, you just said it. You know, Jay kind of took that crown with the Yankee hat.
Right.
So the Rockefeller logo is one of my favorite logos. Like, if there's any hip hop chain I would like, I had a choice to get, it would be the Rockefeller chain, right? Like, I need, like, that would be.
That was a staple. That and the Jesus piece, I feel like.
Yeah, that is like, yo, Rockefeller
gotta
chain
fuck with
is like different. That's different.
Yeah.
Like, that's not. So when they was giving them chains, that was crazy. And
That's
you
a
know,
1-on-1.
Yeah, needed that. But
Facts.
you know, when I started doing these, like, this is literally my first sample.
That's crazy.
Right? The one to the right.
Okay.
The one to the right. Yes, that's my first sample hat that I did on my own after I collected pretty much damn near every other Yankee hat that New Era dropped.
Right.
Like all 27 World Series I have, all the years they lost I have, all the anniversary patches I have, all-star patches I have. That's why I said me. I took the baton and ran with it because there's not a lot of people that can say they have those different versions of the Yankee hat. Right. So I was on vacation and literally it was like, yo, all right, when I collect all these shits, like what's gonna happen? We'll just stop buying hats. We'll be buying these hats over. And I was talking to a couple people in my group chat, and I was just like, yo, has any hip hop logos been like on a hat, like as a side patch? I remember the hats they used to put logos on the front.
Yeah.
That had a time, but that was like promo stuff. And I remember Dipset did the bird in the front. And I never really cared for it because it was like too much going on. Right. Growing up, and you know, I think a lot of people could attest to it for the people that didn't just jump on this fitted wave, right? Growing up, it was blanks, gray bottoms, and it was side patches. And if you was from New York, there was certain places you had to go to get side patches.
Name 3. I already got my.
Not Juman, Jalo's.
Okay.
Jalo's had shit. It was an Asian spot that was on Westchester. Asian people. But if you was really moving around, you was going to Pegasus, 109th and 3rd.
109th and 3rd, okay.
Like, you was going to 109th and 3rd because he had green bottoms. He had damn near every year side patch for the Yankees. Couple like, if you was really buying hats, you was going to 109th and 3rd. But I could only attest to the Bronx and Harlem. I don't know. Well, like Queens was the Ave.
Collie
Block.
Was
the Ave, 165.
It was the Collie Block.
Yes.
And then
it was the Ave. It was the Ave. It was the Ave.
Really?
Brooklyn was probably downtown Brooklyn. Yeah, but literally, like the Bronx and Harlem, if you was really into hats and you was really wanted some exclusive shit, it was, you know, Jalo's had shit, and then you had Cap USA on 125th. Cap USA was there. I'm not gonna discredit them, but 109th and 3rd had it though.
Okay.
Asian guy, cause like you get a whole outfit there. He had throwback jerseys. He had old kicks, old Nike shit that you ain't seen in years. Like, he went crazy, and he had the fitteds.
So let's take a step back.
Yes.
So these are the Sims. See, this right here, this is what I really go for. So for me, everybody kind of knows.
First hat.
This is important.
That was done.
And in terms of imperfections, right? Some people kind of start off and they be like, fuck. They didn't come out how I wanted to and then they give up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he stuck with it. What inspired you though to like really like start making hats? Why the hat?
I felt like I was able to be creative in my own right? And I feel like I had something. I knew I had something because I had people like Clark Kent, Mayer, people I like kind of like look up to, right? Like mentors. Like these are people that was never in my life I probably thought I would be calling them mentors, right? Like, it's far-fetched in a sense because it's like everybody don't build a relationship with them, right? So me being able to create something and them seeing their reaction, and this is kind of like before I even knew them, in a sense. They seen it and wanted it. They kind of like hunted me down and hit me up.
Yeah.
Like, yo, nah, what? I need this. You
It's
crazy?
Yeah.
So when that happens and they telling me, yo, you got something, that kind of just put my confidence on another level.
Right.
And I'm telling you, like, they seen the beginning shit.
So they saw the sample.
This one, yeah.
You saw
They
this
seen
one. The imperfections in it, and they still.
yeah.
And you were like,
I posted it on social media, and me just seeing the reaction of it,
yeah.
because that's
It's
how I felt.
2018.
19.
19.
Yeah, but
All right, I
for
remember
me, right, like,
Yeah.
it was me seeing that, right, and just seeing the vision on the canvas.
Right.
Fucked up or not, it was like, nah, you know what? I was excited. Like how I get excited for this shit. I might have been more excited because it was like, yo, I'm seeing it for the first time.
Right.
Like literally, like I'm seeing all of these new, like when I do a new hat, it's for the first time, right?
Right.
But that was like the first of the first. Like that was like the beginning of everything. So me seeing it, and yeah, like in my mind, it's like, yeah, this shit could be better. But I'm like, yo, this shit is like something that's really happening.
Right.
So
Sure.
that's kind of like where it was with the samples. And I'll show you some more samples.
Yeah.
that
If
was
we're gonna
just
move,
like-
I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna be a long ass episode.
Yeah, we're gonna go number 4.
Let's get it.
Number 4, the Illmatic
There we go.
patch. Man, shout out to Nas for wearing
Yeah.
that shit, man.
Oh, nuts.
Like, that's why it's really in my top 5.
Right.
Like, Nas wore that shit. Like, Nas, his album press, what was, the album press he did an interview with Breakfast Club. That album,
that
what
on.
was King Disease, right?
Right,
Yeah, King
yeah.
Disease, that won a Grammy. Come on, man. Like,
Crazy.
Illmatic is probably my favorite Nas album.
Right.
So that's how that came apart with that. Nas really don't have like a crazy logo. This is like the NAS. So I was like, yo, how do we do something
Right.
that's like
What
different,
inspired
fire?
that concept instead of doing the NES? Because I would have probably thought use the
It's
NES.
too simple.
Right.
Too simple.
Too obvious. There we go.
I mean, it's not even obvious. It's very simple. Like NES is kind of like the easy route.
Right.
It's not really like a creative standpoint. Right.
That's true.
So I was like, yo, like, how do we flip this, make it look like some World Series shit,
Right.
and have some fun with it?
Right. Yeah.
Because when I was doing it with the graphic design, he wanted to make it a Queens patch. I'm like, nah, we gotta go. He wanted it to be Queens and say NES at the top. And I'm like, nah, man, we gotta do Illmatic.
Right.
We gotta do Illmatic. And then, you know, he's like, oh, nah, fuck with it. So he did it. He loved it. That was one. And then the Mobb Deep.
Oh, we gotta see.
The Mobb Deep one is, hold on, we gonna walk off camera real quick.
Are you gonna bring one over?
Yeah,
All right.
I gotta bring a Mobb Deep. Like, this is like a newer version of it, but yeah, the Mobb
Tough.
Deep is.
Yeah, nah, this patch was hard. Oh, with the white white mix.
That's like more recent than
That's crazy.
than the orange joint.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the Mobb was crazy. We knocked that out. Yeah, man. When you so my thing is with graphic designers, right? When you're working with them,
Yeah, how's that process? How's the process really? I want to ask you that
I
question.
wish I knew how to draw. 'Cause
Right,
it'd
yo,
be crazy.
yo,
If I knew how to draw, it'd be
yo,
wild. It'd be
son,
wild. But work.
That's the only thing,
But
bro.
I'm not
I
gonna
already
lie
know.
though. I'm not gonna lie. So for me, it's all about building like a friendship, a bond, right? Like you
Okay.
gotta go into it where it's like you have partners.
Right.
I know.
Sure.
I try to go into it with some type of concept, right? Like I want my concept to kind of like be the thing that's getting drawn on paper.
Mm-hmm.
They give their input as well, but I know it's easier for them.
But you see what's going on today, though, right? So today, now we got the red bottoms, we got the pink bottoms. How you feel about the different color underbrims? And is that something that, you know, do you?
I think it's a phase, honestly.
Right.
I think it's like a trend. The younger crowd kind of like got it popping. Now everybody's doing it. But I think a lot of people gravitated towards it because it's different, right? Like for the moment when it happened, it's just something different.
Right.
So I don't feel no way like about it. Like it's not like a I hate him or I love him type of feeling. It's just, it is what it is. But I feel like it's a trend.
Right.
I think it's very trendy. But that's just my opinion on it.
The Love These is the fourth one. Let's go to the fifth is a different format, not top three. It's top five. Special episode with T-Mark. We gotta get.
There's just too many hats still.
Yeah.
And this is not even talking about the hats that's like hair. Like we're gonna go to that.
Y'all about to see some whole different others. Let's go to this last
top five.
Top five, man. T-Mark edition.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get it.
Nipsey.
Talk about this one, man. How important was Nipsey for you? The red bottle.
You know, I'm an East Coast nigga, but Nip was like literally like he was one of those people that I feel like he impacted everywhere, like everybody. You know, just the shit he was talking about, him, you know, being from his neighborhood, buying back the block, and we in the juice bar where my peoples is doing that, right? They buying up the whole strip damn near, and it's just like his message was like very inspiring, but just for the youth too.
Right.
You feel me? Like he had shit that was like in the community for the youth and shit like that. So like I'm all for that, man. Like I do a lot of charity work for the kids, the inner city kids, and you know, his music. I remember I forgot who I was arguing with, but I was going back and forth when Victory Lap came out. And his dropped like early in the year, and I was like, yo, this is the album of the year.
I was sold immediately.
Album of the year. I said, yo, this is literally like his 444.
Yup.
Like literally, like the breakdown, certain songs was like, oh my, yeah. This is his 444 album. Like literally. So Victory Lap, and you know, when that happened, where it happened, how it happened, it was just like, nah, man.
It was devastating. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, like I remember when Big died. It was wild too, though.
Yeah.
As a kid, it was wild. I just remember,
remember that day.
Everybody on the radio was crying. Yeah. Literally, I remember being in my mom's Camry, like, and yeah, like it was emotional. Yeah, and it felt like that. You know, like, you know, I remember when Stack died, and you know how it was for Far Rockaway. Like it was tough. It was wild. It was wild. So that was one of those moments, and I think that was one of those moments that was like nationwide with this one. Right. Certain artists was just like, you feel me? Like I feel like when Biggie died was the West Coast, like they probably didn't even give a shit because they just lost Pac, right?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And we probably, you know, certain people, because Pac is originally from here, but a lot of people was just like, yo, I ain't really give a shit that he passed, right?
Yeah.
And I don't mean it to say like that.
Like that. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Sure there's people that was like that.
Right.
But like when Nip died, that shit hit every coast.
Yeah, that was universal.
That hit different shit. So like when he passed, it was different.
I guess my last question for you during this top five, like there's someone out there who's watching this and saying, yo, I want to get my T-Mark. Like, what's one thing you'll give to someone right now in terms of inspiration? You know what I mean? Moving forward.
I mean, it's a few things. First of all, you gotta want to do it, you know, in a sense where it's like it's a passion for you. Don't do it because everybody else is doing it. Don't do it because, yo, you think it's money involved, because you gotta put money up, right? Like, and I think a lot of people on a business aspect, they don't really understand the business aspect of it, where it's like, yo, the time, the energy, and all of that is cool, but you do have to put money up. Like, you gotta put your money, like, it's an investment, right? Like, you gotta believe in it and push that shit, even when you feel like nobody's gonna support it. Like, I was on the phone with my man P the other day, that's here, and, you know, I just told him, like, bro, like, I ain't really go into it in the sense where it's just, like, expected. I didn't expect niggas to support it. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, But that didn't have me discouraged, right? Don't get discouraged. I mean, you could get discouraged, but don't quit from you being discouraged, right?
Right.
Consistency is key. You gotta stay consistent because it's like music, right? Rap, right? When somebody takes a break, it's somebody that's gunning for your spot.
Right.
So if you remember when Wayne, before Wayne got arrested, that nigga recorded 100 verses, bro. Mm-hmm. And it was like he never was locked up.
Right.
So when he came home, it was like, all right, then we're gonna get this shit popping again, like still. So I would say stay consistent. Make sure it's a passion behind it. It's cool to get discouraged. It's gonna be good days, bad days, but
Identify
you gotta kind of like just keep pushing forward and learn how to network, man. A lot of people don't know how to network.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people don't even know how to put that switch on where it's like, yo, you know, we kicking it here. I know how to talk in that way.
Yeah.
But if you sitting next to a millionaire, they ain't really trying to hear that.
Right,
You feel me?
right.
Like,
That's true.
you got to be able to talk to these people, man, because they expecting you for like not to know how to talk, right? Like they expecting that. And these people, y'all know who these people are, right? Like,
Right.
We ain't even gotta identify that. But when you sitting down with these people that's about to cut a check or something, you know, you got to be able to know how to talk. You got to know how to talk in their language, in the business language, because if it comes down to investors, whatever, like they see numbers and they want shit that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if it don't make sense, they're not gonna invest in it.
Right.
If the numbers don't add up, they're not gonna invest in it, and that's just the facts of it. So you kind of gotta literally just have a game plan, a business plan, and marketing now is so easy, man. You pick up your phone.
Yeah, it's crazy
Pick up
now.
your phone, man. Like
Right.
that's
the fact.
that's the marketing. So don't overthink this shit. It's really not that crazy on the marketing standpoint. Like you could literally pick up your phone and do some dope shit with your phone.
Right.
So
That's a fact, man. Nah, I appreciate that. I know somebody else is gonna appreciate that too. But although we did top 5, beyond the top 3, I know you got some honorable mentions that I'm sure everybody's gonna be like mind blown by, because I'm low key, high key, mind blown by it. Just looking over here, but I know you got some stories. So let's flip the camera over there, man. Just turn it real quick. Boom, let's get it right. All right, cool. Let's walk with me, talk with me. All right, yo, team. Now, usually it's a top 3,
yeah.
but clearly we got some shit here. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, this is honorable mention section. Usually honorable mention is like 2 or 3, but this is wild.
I want to stop you though, but
Talk
this
to
is
me.
all the shit I designed.
It's crazy. Let's talk about that.
Like this is the shit that these are not like just plain New Era hats. This is shit that I did with a couple graphic designers.
Right.
You know, shout out to Rico, shout out to Scruff, shout out to Ken Rock,
Shout out.
a couple other people, but you know, yeah, let's start it off.
Go ahead.
I mean, I want you to pick a random hat. And
Are
I
you
can
open to
give-
go just,
yeah, I want
just
you,
on some
I
random?
want you to go crazy.
All right, bet. Let me, because goddamn, I already know this one. I want to see this one yet. But
Okay.
let's do something a little different. Let's go to the purple one. Where we at with
Okay.
this one?
So this
Talk
one is
to me.
this one is the Purple Haze.
Dope.
Pretty much, I designed this with Bronx Soul Shoes / BX Sports. I don't smoke, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like every smoker wears a hat.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, let me do something for
That's a
420.
Yeah.
We came up with this, the Purple Haze.
Tough.
This one I
Tough.
designed.
That purple with the
And then this is the skunk.
purple with the green.
This is the skunk that I designed. The Bronx Soul Shoes / BX Sports.
God.
All right, pick something else, man. Let's move a
God
little
damn.
faster.
All right, so look.
Let's move a little faster.
All right, you know what? Let's go right
I
into.
became the host.
Yeah, he came up. That's a
I'm
fact.
close. I became
Damn,
the host.
yo, this is wild.
Just
Yo, I'm gonna
random,
give you
random.
all.
Go random. Just go
yeah,
random.
God
Just go
damn it.
random.
Let's just go with one.
Oh yeah.
Let's there we go.
Shout out to Lil Baby, man.
Damn. Oh, they got some shit. Let's talk
definitely
about
wearing
it.
this hat. This one, me and Scruff cooked up.
Right.
T-Mark Series Unmatched. That was like an old pin. Shout out to Rico. He did the 1-year anniversary. So this hat right here was the 1-year anniversary of my website.
Crazy.
Juneteenth, which is Juneteenth.
And that's
so, classic old Indians hat. This hat is banned. This hat is definitely one of them hats that you don't see often.
Right.
All right, pick something else. Let's go.
God
Come on.
damn it,
Faster.
man. Let's go. You know what? Let me just.
Faster. Go
Oh,
faster.
nah. Hell no. I got to talk about this one right here.
Okay.
Let me see the side.
Queens of New York. Wanted to do
What does it say
something
on
for
the
the
side on the
ladies.
pack?
Little Kim, Mary J, Alicia Keys, Foxy
Crazy.
Brown, Remy Ma,
Tough.
Nicki, Queens of New York. The next one would probably have Cardi on it, but when I did that one, Cardi, it was a lot more work she needed to do. That was crazy. That one's crazy.
All right, let's talk about this one. Oh, shit, my
King
song
of New
Pop.
York, Pop Smoke. I mean,
Rest in peace,
self-explanatory.
man.
You don't
Yeah.
really gotta say
That's a
much
fact.
about that.
God damn, I see some brown one.
Oh, different.
Fucking with the
There's a
brown.
photo with Stack with the brown mink. He
Another
took with
Pop.
Maserati Fox.
Yeah.
So that's the concept behind that.
Right. Same. I seen that one.
Yeah, this
that
one
recent?
this one honestly, if y'all remember, he had the Gucci shorts with the shirt
Right.
with the UNC threes. There's a photo of him. He had the UNC threes, so that's like the brown, then the baby blue for that. You could Google it.
Here we
It's
go.
the pop. Oh, wow, this is me just playing around.
I was
This-
just playing around.
Yeah, so the Stack, Feather Stack.
It's crazy.
Stack Bundles, definitely one of my favorite rappers. Put the RS on the hat like if it was the Batman. Yeah, this one was me pretty much honoring Stack, man.
The John Elliott.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, John Elliott, that's my favorite brand. I was able to create 3 hats for his stores.
Get out.
He did one he got a store in New York, he got a store in Miami, so I did a Florida one, and then he has a store in LA and did an LA one. So
Fucking crazy.
that's
Right now, I'm
the
just
John
like.
Elliott one. Yeah. So I was able to do that. for
Oh,
him.
let's talk about this one right
All
here.
right, so that hat originally
That's the New York edition for real.
this hat was the hat that the Locks were supposed to wear during the verses.
Get the
So
Tell me
got the
story.
sizes. So if you know New Era, people
Right.
could attest to it. Every hat doesn't fit the same
Right.
as of late, right?
Right.
So it was fitting issues, so that's the reason why I didn't wear it. So with this,
fit is tough.
Forever Big, you know, they were signed with Bad Boy. Big was their guy. Their first album was Money, Power, Respect with Bad Boy. So I kind of wanted to make the colors like how the album was.
Right.
Did the yellow Bad Boy hair.
Remember.
And then
Right,
when they
right.
signed with Rough Rider, Forever Darkman X, that's DMX.
Tough.
Their first album with Rough Rider was We Are the Streets. And it was like a navy gray type of cover.
Okay.
And then I did the Rough Rider in the same color as that.
I have a question for you.
I'm here. Listening.
Before you even get into putting a hat out, what's like the 3 things you gotta check off? What's the 3 things you checking off before saying, I bet this concept we running with and this is the hat we gonna put out? What's the 3 things you looking for?
It gotta make sense.
All right.
I want some type of story attached to it.
Okay.
The third thing, I mean, I think that's just probably like the most 2 important things. And then, you know, me being able to put my twist to it as
Right.
well. So
How about the color palettes? How focused are you on the color palette?
Honestly, like I really don't be. Some color palettes come instantly, like this one, right? When Jay-Z was at the Rock Nation brunch,
Right.
it's not pink, it's mauve.
Mom.
So it was like when I seen that one,
Tough.
it was
Okay.
like it was a certain
Inspiration.
pink. I knew I was like in that family.
Yeah.
So like that was the inspiration behind that. So
Fucking tough.
yeah. What else?
G baby. Yo, listen. When I say I'm about to go
Yo,
crazy
man.
with getting
Shout
y'all.
out to the actor that actually played G Baby, bro.
Yeah. Oh,
'Cause
what happened
he
to him?
reached out to me.
That's wild.
For a hat.
That's wild.
He reached out to me for a
My
hat.
son
shout-
G baby.
Yeah,
son.
so I did it on the White Sox hat because if you know, the movie took place in Chicago.
Right. Yeah.
So RPG baby.
I didn't know
Or
that.
Forever
Why I
G
didn't know
Baby.
that? That's crazy.
Forever
That
G
makes sense.
baby, yeah.
And the T-Mark one, I already love this.
Shout out
Yo,
to
this
Rico
is
for this.
wild.
This is another 1-year anniversary patch. I always wanted to flip the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Well, the Liberty WNBA team. I always
Right.
loved their logo.
Oh yeah,
and their
logo's fire.
colors.
Fire.
So
Definitely
flip
slept
that.
on.
What's
Definitely
that?
slept on, man. Definitely.
Oh, this
Killed
5-0. This is my man
Yeah.
5. Shout out to 5.
Got to.
50 Cent, classic joint. Big Queen shit.
Bro, we got to talk about the MF Doom, because I know you got another MF Doom over here too,
Oh,
right?
yeah, the MF Doom.
That's important,
Yeah,
bro.
this one, RP MF Doom. This
Yeah.
one's crazy. Probably got
I'll
one of
bring this
the
one up now. Yeah.
one of my favorite Nike SB highs.
Right.
MF Doom.
Dooms. Yeah.
Definitely. I remember his music from the Boondocks.
Yeah.
That's how I got
Yeah,
into
yeah,
MF Doom.
yeah.
So just
you know what's funny?
watching that show, the writer of
Right.
Boondocks was a big MF Doom fan. So
Right.
like, a lot of his music played in that.
And speaking of the MF Doom sneakers, right? Everybody that knows you, you are not only big in the hat community, you big on the sneakers.
Yeah.
How closely related do you feel like the hat culture and sneaker culture is? How closely?
It's one of the same, man.
One of
That
the
shit is
same.
literally like one of them things where it's just like you was looking for a fire hat to go with your kicks. Like,
Yeah.
that shit is a part of the uniform.
It's a fact.
Like the hat is the crown.
Yeah.
You know, like the hat is the crown of the outfit.
Facts.
Like I can't attest to everywhere, but I know certain places in New York, like it didn't matter what sneakers you had, your gear had to be right too. You
That's
feel
a
me?
fact.
So like
Yep.
the sneakers is just one part of it,
Yeah.
but the outfit and the hat definitely completed
Completed
the
it.
whole outfit.
That's the fact,
For
man.
sure.
God damn, yo,
You
T.
want to see this one?
Yeah, that's my favorite one. I can't front. I need to hear the story behind that one. That
So
big
this hat
pun.
never even dropped. This
Yeah.
hat is like, I don't want to say it's controversial, but so when I did this hat, I did this one, and then I did the Rockefeller one.
Oh,
That's right here.
Fire.
Right? Did these. And the reason why I did these hats is because so many people was asking for me to do Rockefeller and pun hats on the Mets hat.
it's crazy.
And I told them no. And they said why. And I explained why. Because show me a photo with Jay-Z
Burn the Mets hat.
wearing something Mets.
Right.
Show me a photo with pun wearing something Mets.
Right.
So I kind of made these hats to be an asshole.
Right.
That's like to be
Oh,
to
because
be
it's like, yo, I'm not going to give you out of Mets. I'm going to give you out of Mets colors.
But
I got you.
there's a photo shoot of pun when he's dunking the basketball with the Knicks jersey on.
Yeah. No.
So that's the concept of that.
Right.
Well, of this, I'm sorry.
Right.
This one. And then Jay-Z had the S. Carter New York Knicks jersey that Mitchell and Ness
did.
dropped. Exactly.
I saying had the oversized joint
Yeah.
too. That was crazy.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the concept of this. It's kind of like it's Mets colors, but it's not a Mets hat. So
Right.
that was the reasoning behind these. To be an asshole a little bit. Just
That
a little
it
bit.
was my
Sad.
But you know what? Before I can even let you go, I just need one exclusive. I don't know if you got an exclusive
I'm
hat.
letting you pick these and I'm gonna run through it.
You want to run through them
Alright,
still?
so,
I want to go through more?
pick like two more.
All right, bet. Let's do two more. God damn it. This is a fucking choice. What's going on with this one, man?
Jay Dilla. Come
Jay
on,
Dilla.
man.
That's squad.
This is like
One of my favorite
one of the
producers,
best
bro.
producers. Like
What? It's crazy.
everybody that's a producer
Right.
got some type of influence from Jay Dilla. And my Detroit people was like, yo, when you gonna do a Detroit hat? Da, da, da. It's like I kind of had to do Dilla, right? So the Forever Jay Dilla, Long Live Jay Dilla hat.
Duh. Oh my God.
Which one was that?
This one.
He dropped this, man. This might have been, I want to say it was around, I don't know if this one was around Halloween or it was actually Friday the 13th.